global agricultural picture that is changing strongly due to technology and market demand. Tomatoes, a seemingly common fruit, have become one of the agricultural products with high commercial value and have a profound impact on the global food supply chain. Tomatoes are not only a familiar ingredient in daily meals, but also an indispensable input material for the processed food industry. Therefore, the production, harvesting, and export of tomatoes have now been planned into a large-scale chain of activities, mechanized, automated, and oriented towards the 4.0 smart agriculture model in fields of hundreds of hectares in California, USA, Sinaloa, Mexico, Murcia, Spain, or Shandong, China. People can easily see the image of fields of ripe red tomatoes stretching endlessly like a fiery carpet in the golden sunlight. Industrial tomatoes grown for domestic and international markets are carefully selected from varieties with high yields, good resistance to pests and diseases, and especially skin hardness suitable for mechanical harvesting and long-distance transportation. The planting process begins with seed trays in greenhouses, using a drip irrigation system with integrated sensors that automatically adjust the amount of water and fertilizer suitable for each growth stage. The entire growth process of the plant is monitored through an AI system with integrated cameras and real-time data analysis helping to predict the time when the plant flowers and bears fruit, as well as early warning of pests or abnormalities in microorganisms in the soil. When the tomatoes reach uniform ripeness, instead of mobilizing hundreds of workers to harvest manually as before, modern farms use specialized tomato harvesters, a type of machine with a color and size sensor system, to identify ripe fruit, along with a conveyor belt that sucks the fruit into the machine and transfers it directly to the impurity filtering system. Each machine can do the equivalent of 150 to 200 manual workers, helping to save on labor costs, limit crushing, and ensure a fast harvest speed so that tomatoes are not affected by the weather. This is an extremely important factor, especially when harvesting on an industrial scale, where every hour of delay can mean dozens of tons of product quality loss. The tomatoes are then loaded onto refrigerated trucks and transported to on-site processing plants, usually located no more than 20 to 30 kilometers from the farm, to ensure maximum freshness. At the processing plant, an automated chain system, including high-pressure washing tanks, size and color sorters, and machine vision quality inspection robots will process dozens of tons of tomatoes per hour. Qualified fruit will be divided into two streams: fresh whole tomatoes for export packaging, and processed tomatoes used to produce ketchup, juice, spaghetti sauce, or canning. For fresh tomatoes, they are packed in specialized plastic trays or hard cardboard boxes, then quickly cooled to 8 to 10 degrees Celsius and placed in a cool warehouse. Some importing countries require strict preservation procedures. Tomatoes must be transported in a continuous cold chain from packaging at the factory until reaching the distributor in the importing country. All shipments are labeled with a QR code for traceability, allowing consumers or international partners to check the entire production process from the variety, pesticides used, to the harvest date and transportation conditions. According to data from the FAO and the International Trade Organization, the total global tomato production exceeds 186 million tons per year 2024, with more than 25% of that entering the cross-border export chain. Mexico is the world leader in fresh tomato exports thanks to its temperate climate and year-round cultivation. More than 90% of Mexico's fresh tomato exports are destined for the U.S. market, where an average of more than 5.3 kilograms of fresh tomatoes are consumed per person per year. In the U.S. alone, total tomato imports in 2023 exceeded 1.6 million tons, mainly serving the food processing industry, restaurants, and supermarkets. Spain and the Netherlands are also two European countries with large tomato export capacity, thanks to modern greenhouse technology, which can produce year-round, regardless of the weather. On the other hand, Japan, South Korea, the UAE, Singapore, and China are countries that have grown strongly in importing premium fresh tomatoes in recent years. Consumers in these countries tend to prefer cherry tomatoes and cocktail tomatoes that are sweet, crunchy, and grown, according to organic or global G.A.P. standards. This is a positive signal for producers in the US, Spain, Vietnam, or Morocco too. Invest in high-quality export standard growing areas, targeting potential market segments. Although Vietnam is not yet a strong country in tomato export, in recent years it has begun to form specialized tomato growing areas in Lam Dong. Sun Lad a lot in the direction of industrialization, high technology capable of supplying Japan, Korea and Dubai with a value 2 to 3 times higher than the domestic market. However, to maintain stable tomato export capacity, producers face a series of challenges from climate change, high cold logistics costs, to technical barriers such as plant quarantine standards, pesticide residue limits, or requirements for sustainability of farm ecosystems. An emerging trend is the requirement to reduce carbon emissions throughout the entire planting, harvesting, exporting chain, forcing businesses to recalculate production models towards greener, more energy-saving, and less chemical use. In summary, tomatoes are not only a popular agricultural product, but are gradually becoming a symbol of sustainable development and modernization in the global agricultural industry. Today's large-scale tomato production chain is the result of the convergence of advanced technology, agricultural mechanization, modern logistics, and smart international trade strategies. In the near future, with the current development momentum, the tomato industry from fresh to deep processing will expand even more strongly, playing a key role in ensuring food security and providing healthy food for the world. Developing countries, if they grasp the trend of technology, market standards, and sustainable agricultural transformation, can fully utilize tomatoes as one of the strategic items in the export of new generation agricultural products.